I worked in a company named Dooblo, and Dooblo, we got a product called Survey to Go. And this is we are a cloud-based company, and we help market research companies to collect reliable data. We have around 800 customers spread around 120 countries, and this is coming from the largest brands on the market like Nielsen and Gallup to small organizations. And last year, not last year actually, 2019. Last year was a little bit weird, but because of COVID-19. But last year we did like on 2019 we did like 40 million interviews. So this was one of the main challenges because when I looked at the customer success systems like Gainsight and Churn Zero and others, and also Totango, the most common case is that you are a subscription base and the whole system is built to this. Now we had to adjust the system in order to serve our needs. What we do, we sell interview packages. Now we have customers that using these interviews, and those customers send activities to our servers. So we had to connect these activities to the customer success system we're gonna implement, and by getting these activities, we could build the health score accordingly. Now, what the challenge was how I'm getting these events into Totango, and using this event in order to build a picture of the customer, which is the health score of the customer, and then based on this create other automated activities like campaigns, or create manual alerts for me in order to act. Now what we did, we used segment.io in order to connect between our server to Tango. So all the events that came to our server were sent to Tango, and then we could create like custom metrics based on these several attributes that were outside of the system. For example, if I needed I wanted to compare the usage of customers of the last 2 years, for example. So I wanted to have this data in the system. So what we did, we created attributes for the usage of every customer on 2019 and 2020, and we uploaded these attributes to the system to a simple CSV upload. And then we can use these attributes in order to create segments, to create reports, and to create campaigns and success plays and all this. The main goal was to reduce churn and increase the usage of our customers. For example, if I had customer that already churned, already not using the system for several times, several months, and we don't even know if those customers will ever come back. We could detect whenever those customers were doing a login to the system or doing some activities. Then we can send them a campaign, for example, of what's new in the product, what was the latest and greatest in the product. So and create a touch point with them and create a conversation with them, and start engaging them all over again. So this is one scenario that was very exciting for me. And the other thing is to identify customers at risk, customers that have a churn risk. And the beauty of it is to identify them as soon as they start getting to the point they're starting to decrease their activity and the usage, and try to perform actions before they get into that point they completely churned, and try to stop this from happening. So what I'm doing with the system now, I'm running campaigns, different kind of campaigns. For example, I have a campaign for QBR. So what I did, I segmented my customers into groups, and we have a group of about 120 customers that we want to do a QBR with them. So we created an attribute of like for this segmentation, like customers that using the product monthly, quarterly, or annually. And all these monthly customers, we want to do a QBR with them. So we want to have at least one touch point with them, formal touch point with them, proactive touch point with them once in a quarter. So we're running a campaign for this, and and I like very much the campaigns because first of all the look and feel is very nice, and then you have these action buttons that you can actually connect them to the calendar so they can set the meeting using this button. So this is very nice. We're actually running more campaigns for customers that we identified churning, or for customers that we identifying revival. So for this customer, we send different messages, and the whole thing, I think it's about increasing the engagement of the customers. So creating more touch points, creating more conversations between the beginning of the we actually, from the beginning of the year until today, I talked to like 30 33 customers. I have a segment that measure this. So 33 web conversations with customers. It's a lot. And considering even the fact that the first 1 hour week of the year was pretty idle, people just came back from vacations and stuff. So what we feel is that those conversations, those touch points, really increasing the engagement, and eventually, telling our customers about the abilities of the product, the latest abilities of the product, expose them to new features, expose them to new functionalities. We developed, for example, over the last year, because of COVID-19, we invested a lot on our web solution instead of our face-to-face solution. So not that the face-to-face is not running very well, but because of COVID-19, a lot of customers had these restrictions. They couldn't do interviews face-to-face. So we invested a lot on our web solution, and we wanted to make sure our customers are aware of this. So we send campaigns, we send those messages, we set calls, we set demos, and all this. Totango really helped us to track it and to know. And to know who got this message, and then also to know what was the outcome of this, so we can measure later if those conversations or customers that increased the usage actually was talking to us over the last month, over the last 90 days, whatever. So we can measure this, make sure that our efforts are actually on the right direction. The next step for me that I'm working now is to run the CSAT survey for onboarded customers. So I'm completely managing the onboarding through Totango. Created even more attributes like the onboarding sub-stage, the first conversation with the customer, then they go into the field. Then they starting to do data analysis and all this. So I document all this into Tango, and I have also attributes to measure how many conversations I had with the customers during this onboarding. And what we want to do is to send a CSAT survey to all the customers we onboarded over the last 6 months to see where we are on this. And also we're going to send somewhere in the middle of the quarter or the end of the quarter, we're going to send an NPS survey to all of our customers. It's also helped me to the campaigns in the Tango. Also, you can schedule them. So you, what I didn't want to do is to load the customer with too many campaigns and too many emails on a very short time. The way that you can define the campaigns, like not only the scheduling, but you can say, I don't want to send this customer and this campaign again for the next 90 days, for example. So this is something very important, because when you start sending too much information to customer, people don't read it anymore, and and it's becoming annoying. And the last thing you want to do is create a barrier on your customer and get to a situation he doesn't open your emails. Every week we added more functionalities, more segments, more reports, more success plays, campaigns. We discovered the system gradually, but I think the other users that using the system currently, it's my manager, the VP of Customer Success, which we're doing the implementation together with me. So we worked on this together. Our CEO is looking at the reports and think he's happy from this. We have the customer support manager. She started to use the system as well. She's doing she documented the touch points she has with customers and stuff like this. Sometimes she has conversation with partners, so she document this, and it's really currently starting to help everybody in the organization to manage your stuff. Even the product manager, the head of product, we're doing product calls, so we're getting product feedback. So we created a touch point reason for products, and we can document the product feedback. And at the end of the quarter, we can easily filter those conversations and who gave us feedback and about what, and combine all this feedback together. And this can help us also to create a roadmap going forward. I think after we did it once, it looks simple now.